Good Monday morning. Hopefully this is going to work. So welcome. I am Toni from the Fiberology Lab. I am a little echoey because I'm in it's an Airbnb for us down here in Flagler Beach. We're coming live from Flagler Beach this week and the next week. And we're going to test out some new processes with I'm using a hotspot. So the quality of the video might be a little less because I went ahead and brought it down to make sure we don't get interrupted while we're hanging out together. So come on in, say hi, where you're from. Don't forget, I am using StreamYard. If you are on Facebook, you need to make sure you click the link that is scrolling at the bottom of this video and get permission for StreamYard to see your comments so I can see who's on and give you a shout out. You can watch this live on YouTube as well. And once it's done, it will be recorded and be on our YouTube channel and in our Facebook the Facebook page. So I am live in Flagler Beach. I got to watch the sunrise, even though it didn't come up because there was clouds, but it was still beautiful. And it's chilly. It was 41. I was still one of those people with a jacket and a hat on this morning. And it was funny. We were watching some ladies taking some pictures of the waves, and they were in shorts and no jackets and no hats. And I'm like, either they're from Minnesota is what Kevin was thinking, Mr. Fiberology is thinking, and then they walked up the stairs. We're from Maine. This is warm for us. I'm like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. So hopefully you're hearing me and seeing me because I'm not seeing comments, but that doesn't mean anything. It could just be the way we have it set up. So hopefully you can come in and say hi when you are all set up. So today, for this Monday morning, I thought I couldn't get on Friday. We were really busy at the shop Friday as we wrapped up our big clearance sale. And so I figured I'd come on today. I have 2 cameras set up so I can show you how to take care of your machine a little bit and then talk about other things that's going on in the Fiberology Lab. If you are local, just keep in mind there will be somebody there. The girls will be there all week, this week and next week, 10 to 2 for if you have orders to pick up or if you're going to drop off a machine for Mr. Fiberology to look at it in February, please do so. And then if any other questions come up. Don't worry, if you want to pick something out that is available in the shop, you can do that as well. So 10 to 2, Monday through Friday, all this week and next week, Sissy, Debbie, or Amy will be there. They'll be cutting up a lot of virtual retreat kits and some other kits we've got going on for February. So, all right. Well, I'm not seeing any comments. So if you're commenting, I apologize. I'm not seeing any. Again, testing this all out because of the internet speed here. It's not going to be really fast and high. So the definition, the video might be a little grainy. But that's all right. We're going to make this work. We are going to make this work. Hello, Miss Dawn, Miss or Mr. Don Allen. We have Mr. Fiberology and I don't know if you're a Mr. or Mrs. We assume that it's a couple's name. But good morning. I'm glad to see you on this morning. Hey there, Susan. How are you? She's in Alabama. Did you guys get any snow? You probably just got a lot of rain. We missed the snow and ice. We realized Saturday, if the ice hits Atlanta area, we'd be stuck in Atlanta. So we made sure we bypassed Atlanta on Saturday afternoon and stayed overnight and then came down on yesterday morning. Hey there, Linda. Good to see you. I'll be reaching out to you later. I'm a guy. Okay, Don Allen. So thank you for clearing that up because your first name could have been Donnell or something. We didn't know, but thanks for clearing that up. We appreciate that. We will now address you properly. Welcome, Mr. Don Allen. So, what else we got going on this week? So we do emails on Monday evenings and Thursday mornings. Make sure you're on our email list. We've got some really cool things happening this week. I'm not going to share all of them until I get everything situated. So just watch our email later on this afternoon. I will be doing my lives. I will have a live sale on Comet Soul tomorrow at 2 p.m. and then Thursday evening at 7 p.m. I've got things because I've got stuff to sew that I'm going to show you some of my techniques. Also, if you're in the Block of the Month Club, I'll do a paper piecing technique class in that and some other tips on some other of the programs that we're doing right now. Hey there, Linda. Good morning to you. Good to see you this morning on a Monday morning. We had rain. Susan says we had rain showers and some snow flurries. Wow. That's kind of cool, though. I bet it was pretty. I don't mind snow flurries. It's when you get those inches when they start accumulating. But it was cool down here. Like I said, it was 41 degrees this morning on the water. But we're enjoying it so far. We feel rested now, and now Mr. Fiberology is already at the fishing pier. He's fishing, and since today is a holiday, we are going to go house hunting tomorrow and some other days this week. So, all right. Let me just dive into some. Thank you, Mary Ellen. I appreciate that. We're going to look for a home first. Actually, I have a couple ideas what we're going to do with our shop element. Right now, we're just looking for storage space to bring everything down, and then we'll find that store frontage hopefully by the end of March. But we might find it sooner. Getting connected with people in this area really does help us in that process. So I'm going to flip the camera over to the front of my machine, and I'm going to do a little talking about how to do a little maintenance on your machine. Let me see if this works. And hopefully you don't lose the sound this time. I'm not touching nothing like I did last time to lose sound. My machine is a Janome Skyline S5 that I brought with me. I do have an M7 at home, which is a little different. Every machine's different. So let's just do the basics, keeping it simple. I have brought my handy dandy screwdriver. If you have an old-fashioned machine that might have a screw here, I'm going to show you how to kind of pull that apart and clean in that area. Or if you need to use a screwdriver here on your plate. Luckily for me, I don't have that issue. So let me move the camera. There we go. I don't think I can get any closer. Whoa, I'll just knock the whole thing over. Don't you love live video? This is exciting. So exciting. And I can't zoom in yet. But don't worry, I'll figure all that out soon enough. One of the key things I do when I start to do maintenance on my machine, I have not cleaned it out before I came here, so I'm going to do it now before I sit and sew for the most of the day, is I'm going to take off my needle, take the needle right out because I don't like sticking myself, and I go ahead and drop the foot too, just so it's easier for me to work around. Couple of things that most of you are aware of, you don't use canned air in your machine. While it's wonderful and easy to blow out that lint and dust, the problem with canned air, it's moisture, it will rust your parts, and that is not what you want to do to your machine because it's expensive to repair it. I'm going to move my table carefully and put it down. Now on this particular machine, if you have a Janome, there's a button underneath the throat space. When you push on that, it pops it out. Most people will have a couple different screws. If you have a Bernina, there's a little bullseye circle, I like to say, up here in the corner. You push down on that and it pops up the front end of your stitch plate. You should be taking this off after every project. And you can see, hopefully you can see how messy mine is. I haven't taken it off and cleaned it since our last retreat, which was about a month and a half ago. So we started carrying these great little applicators. You can use a Q-tip as well. So right now I'm going to try these all out to show you how they work, and they're wonderful. And what's great about these are reusable. You can pull off the lint off the tip, or you can toss them, or, because sometimes they break. So in this case, I am pulling out my bobbin. I am going to pull out the bobbin case, and you can see how wonderfully dusty it is. We're going to just take this little applicator, dude, take him all around, get all that dust off the bobbin. Look at it. Ooh. Like I said, take that, clean the tip off. All I do is take off the lint. Hopefully it's focusing. You guys seeing this okay? Good morning, Miss Sandy. How are you this morning? Make sure you do both sides, not just the top where it looks obvious. There's dust and fuzzies on the bottom side as well. I'm going to put that piece down. If you have an old machine, this might be a metal-shaped crescent moon, and especially if you have a drop-in or if you have a bottom bobbin loading area, it goes right down here. So just make sure you dust all that out. Now you can look and see in here all this dust and lint. It's not dust, it's lint from thread and fabrics. This one I might have to throw away because it's going to be well used this morning. Just take it all around. Now, the careful thing to be with your sewing machine is not to push it further into your areas that you can't reach. You want to kind of pick it up out of those areas. So instead of pushing it down You want to kind of pull it up, pull that stuff out. You don't want to go further into your mechanisms or your gears, or like some of these, like on this particular machine, it's got a little bit of electronics in it. Always get between, I like this, it goes in between the little feed dog groovies. Look at that. Look at that. It should take about 5 to 10 minutes to go ahead and do a good cleaning of your machine. Pull all that out. Now on this particular machine, or any of the machines that have a drop-in bobbin, you have a little felt piece right here. And I encourage you to put a drop of oil on that after every project. You don't need to do it often. And if you are using a different machine that has a lot of metal, you'll need to put a little oil in your machine a lot more often, because metal needs that lubrication. Otherwise, it will start rusting and gumming up and other stuff. So I'm here trying to pull out all this. Ooh, there's lots of stuff back here. This is like a little magnet of lint. It's a lint magnet, see? So you're just going to take that out. You're going to go through all this process. You know, I can't really see, so I'm going to have to keep doing it after I get off the camera here, so I can get back down into it. So this is the one area that's really important. If you get all this lint out, one, it won't end up in your project, because sometimes the lint will come up through the bobbin thread and get into your stitching. Your voice sounds deep. It's because thanks, Sandy. It's because my microphone is on the one by the computer, and my other camera, I'm actually about 2 feet from the microphone. So that might be why I'm deep. Or it might be because I'm congested. So one area to just make sure you're servicing after every project is this area here. And if you're like, I know a lot of people are afraid to take this piece out. If you have this type of piece in your machine, here's the easy thing to remember. You're going to pull it out with your finger and just lift and pull out. Now, when you put it in, just reverse it. So we're going to dip it. So I'm dipping it in, dip it in, and then put it down so you can see my hands. So we're going to dip it in, put it down, and make sure it lays flush. It should rock just a hair, but you got this little piece here where there's a little red dot on mine. I don't, some people might not have that, but you're just going to rock it just a little bit. It has to be flush before you put your stitch plate. And don't forget to kind of wipe your stitch plate off as well. Sometimes that lint will build up right under here in those little crevice areas. So this is one space you're going to make sure you clean out your machine. And your other space will be this area, right where your needle bars are. And well, on this one, all this mechanical and electronical stuff. Some of you might have a screw right here. That's where this screwdriver comes really handy to come and pull that screw off and pull that off. You do want to take care, again, of this area, same way down here. If the lint builds up in here, it's going to end up on your project and be more frustrating. So you're just going to take one of those little applicators. Where's mine? There it is. And just go anywhere you see lint. Normally right around the top of the needle bar or the needle space, this little bar here that your needle sits in, that I took my needle out. Let me roll it down. You can see it. See all that lint on that? That builds up. So I'm going to take that off. Just go in there and just use these little applicators. Be gentle. Like on this one, like I said, there's a lot of electronics in it. So just be careful if you have one that has a lot of electronics. If you have mechanical, make sure you read your manual. There might be oiling points in this space as well. So you might have to oil some metal points. So just make sure you read that manual. Hey, you say, hey, I don't have a manual for my machine because it's like ancient. You bet you can find it on the internet. Find it and use it. The better care you take of your machine, the longer it's going to last. I still do encourage yearly maintenance, especially if you sew on your machine more than, we'll say, if an hour a day. So if you sew more than 10 to 20 hours a month, you definitely want to have your machine serviced often. Once a year would be good for you. So let me go ahead and switch back over. Exit. I want to go back this way. All right. So just a little tips. Again, no can of air. Take that lint out. I do encourage you to replace your needle after every project as well. So whenever you're doing that servicing, go ahead and replace that needle. That way you don't have to worry about it. Needles dull really fast, like 6 to 8 hours of sewing time. And that's just because they're hitting that fabric and they're hitting your needles, your pins, or whatever. You're not supposed to sew over pins, just say. So make sure you change that needle out. The quickest way to damage your machine is to have a bad needle in that machine and it damages your bobbin case. And if it damages that, that's $100 to $200 replacement and service fee for a technician. So just keep that in mind. So change those needles. I know we want to make them last longer, just like our rotary blades. We like to cut as long as we think we can. But when you have a dull blade, it's going to do the same thing on your mat that a bad needle will do on your bobbin case. So, you're better off investing in needles and blades and just changing them as often as you can. So, where do we get oil? Sandy says, well, I don't have any. I'm out of stock. It is machine oil. I don't have, mine's over here. I have to go dig for it. The oil is it's a lightweight machine oil. I normally carry it. I'm currently out, but I will have some more in stock in the next 2 weeks or so. I'm going to start rebuilding my Notion. So, Sandy, that's a good question. I will have some, and I will let you know when it comes in. Hey there, Jacqueline. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Woohoo! Don Allen, you are very much welcome. Thank you so much for joining. It's just the simple things. And I'll be honest, you probably already know all this, but sometimes we get lazy or we forget. So if I repeat myself, it's because it'll help you remember the next time you take care of your machine. So can air bad. And why is it bad? It rusts your machine. Don't spit. It's the same thing. Don't spit and blow out lint in your machine. Why? Moisture gets in, it rusts your parts, your machine parts. So just make sure you're taking care of your machine. The better you are taking care of it, when you go have it serviced every year, they'll think you didn't sew on it. Well, and I do encourage this service every year, especially if you're a heavy sewer, because you get lint and dust in places you don't realize. So like I was telling you, don't push that dust down. Well, it happens. And Mr. Fiberology, when he does his servicing, he takes all the shelves off, everything apart, and then he takes an air compressor, which is dry air, and blows it all out. So you don't have to worry about dealing with that inside. So, oh yay, Jacqueline finally got moved in her sewing room together. That's exciting, Jacqueline. So I did that yesterday here. So I have a temporary sewing space, a temporary office space, and I feel you, because moving a sewing room is more fun. More fun, isn't it? So that is our little sewing tip for this, some machine maintenance tips for this morning. If you have any questions, always email me, info@fiberologylab.com. I am seeing there's some emails I have over the weekend. So if you sent me something, I will get back to you. Just give me time to get my system working. I'm really excited that I'm able to, better not say anything, right? Knock on wood, that I'm being able to do live with 2 cameras. And that's the whole thing that I really want to do, because I'm going to do Comet Soul tomorrow and Thursday. And then Wednesday, Sissy's going to be on. She's got her own agenda. When the cat's away, the squirrels will play. So she's got something else going on Wednesday. And then Friday afternoon, I'll be back here live in my sewing space. I'll be sewing on some samples. I'm going to show you some tips and things that I'm working on for the shop. So you're welcome, Miss Susan. Hopefully you'll help it. More fun than moving my kitchen, Rachel says. We've done one of those renovations too, Rachel. I hear you on the kitchen moving. But at least kitchen, you don't have like piles of fabric with not in the right place with projects. So, moving's no fun for anybody. Let's just put it that way. It's no fun to move at all. But it depends on where you're moving to. And that's our excitement. Missed it all. Jody, just watch the replay. It's all good. It's just basic information on how to take care of your machine. Good morning, Miss Kathy. How are you? So just a short, little tip on stuff on machines. Watch the replay. It will be in our YouTube channel or in Facebook. If you have any questions, you know how to reach me. What was I also going to say? Oh, make sure you watch the email. We have a really good promotion this week, but I don't want to tell you now because it's not set up until 6 o'clock. When that email goes up, it'll be set up, and I'm excited for you. I hope you'll enjoy it as well. You guys, you know how to reach us. There's somebody at the shop, 10 to 2, Monday through Friday this week. And you know how to email me, info@fiberologylab.com. Have a great Monday, and I will be back tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern with our Comet Soul. Take care, and remember, we are friends, fibers, and fun.